can actually drive up your ERP costs very significantly.
Yeah.
If you deploy 100 AI agents or hundreds of them, that's adding to your user count and your subscription cost. So that's all stuff you have to consider.
I think we're honestly moving into a world where, I mean, we can have this conversation now, and I can talk tactically about, does it matter now, or which one makes the most sense. But fast forward to 5 years, what does 5 years look like, kind of from now? I think we're moving into a world where, as an organization, you do need to understand the AI that you have, just like you understand the data that you have.
Right.
You have X, SaaS sort of data spaces. Maybe you have Azure, AWS, and you kind of hold some data in a cloud repository somewhere. I think we're going to get into a space where you kind of have to answer those kinds of questions for your own AI, and it gets into IP and what do you own for your AI model. Doesn't mean you won't use ERP AI features or others, but I think it'll still come back to what is your organization doing on the AI front, because all of your competitors will most likely be doing different things on the AI front. So that mix, I don't know what that mix is. We don't know what that is. Even as internally in our own organization, we're dealing with the same dynamics that everyone else is dealing with. But those are questions that I think organizations are going to just have to answer for themselves to kind of really continue to be viable, not just this year, but 5 years from now, 10 years from now.
Yeah. I've got a follow-up question from the audience about small and mid-sized companies that I'm going to get to in just a moment. But first, I want to invite the audience, if you're interested in this AI topic, which I assume you are if you're watching this stream or this interview, I want to invite you to download our Guide to AI. It's a free guide on our website. If you scan this QR code, you can download that guide. It'll give you some practical guidance and strategies and frameworks to determine how AI could fit into your organization and how to get started on your AI journey. So be sure to scan that code for a deeper dive into this topic here. And I'll leave that up here for a moment while I get to this next question here. This is from Nasheed on LinkedIn. Nasheed says, how can AI help in small and medium segments for ERP? So the small and mid-market companies, is AI a big company thing, or AI being used at small and mid-sized companies?
I actually did not have this thought a few months ago. I am starting to come to this thought now. I actually think AI is easier for small than it is for large organizations. I mean, it feels like a heavier, like when you think about a large organization, think about a utility company. I've done some utility work kind of in my past. Huge data sets, just thousands of customers, it could be 100,000 customers if they're servicing a given region or plus, and they all have these huge kind of data sets and data models that they're sort of dealing with. Consuming that level of information and kind of putting AI solutions on top of that. That's a big lift, especially for an organization that can be bureaucratic, and kind of hard to kind of get the sign-offs the way that you kind of want. Small businesses don't have that issue. AI is very targeted. So again, the small business can kind of look at, I just need this. If I can get this, then I become competitive in the marketplace. This one pain point that they need to solve, and the cost of doing that is way smaller than you think. Right. So for me, small businesses should certainly be looking at AI to be competitive. And I mean that from everything from resourcing. You have a lot of bots now that starts to sort of do things. You don't need a robot. You don't have to build a robot in order to have some functionality. You might just need to build a workflow to sort of really manage some of your sales traffic. Just having some basic kind of workflow management there, and something that simple can kind of elevate your small business. Right. And something that simple is as simple as some smaller subscription to something like Zapier or something like that. Right. So it's for me, this exercise, I think small business sometimes gets intimidated by it, but they should lean into it. It's the same principles. really trying to understand strategically what we're trying to accomplish and really developing out those use cases that make sense for your organization. So it's not like you have to do anything differently, but the outcomes, I think, are not. People should not think about AI outcomes as this overly costly endeavor. It can be expensive. It does not have to be expensive. It just depends on your use cases and your organization and kind of what makes the most sense. I guarantee you, it won't be as expensive as an ERP system, though.
Yeah, that's a great point.